Hello, this is Neil from iPaintGirls.com, and I'm going to do some 90-second drawings, call them gestures or poses, whatever. I have this software on my site for free called PoseMaster. You can download it for free, and it comes with all these images to the female folder that you can practice with. I'm going to set it to 90 seconds and then hit play. And after I do a few of those, then I'm going to take one of those quick sketches and then flesh out just to show that the point of these 90-second exercises is to capture enough information that you can draw the rest of it from your mind. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started then. I'm going to push play and go over here. So I always, I start with the head. I don't try to get anything perfect at this point. I'm really just trying to, capture the character the best I can. Her breasts are quite low. It's pretty common for realistic characters to have low breasts. So I'm not, at this stage, I don't worry about, when I'm trying to capture a 90-second gesture, I'm not actually trying to capture too much information because you're not going to be able to. So I just capture as much as I can. And oftentimes I'll even just do like, stick figure, but, for some parts of it. I'm going to draw through the character there. And if I still have time left after my initial start there, which I do, I've captured a lot of, movement of the pose and captured a lot of the pose there. And if I still have time after that, then I go ahead and her hand will be somewhere in there. Flesh out some stuff that, I think I might be able to flesh out, add that hip bone there. So you just, the point is of the exercise is to keep moving. And I have a few, different types of three-dimensional characters in what comes with the software. You also can make your own folders with the software. So you just put a bunch of images in a folder, and then you can just go and capture that folder, and it will put those images in here for you to work on. So what I do is I go to deviantart.com, and I will find a bunch of cool real photos of, some cool nude photos that capture nice movement and gestures. And then I'll open that folder in this software, and I'll practice on those too. I had one like that before, but then it became age restricted. So I don't think 3D characters will become age restricted, and I don't want my videos being age restricted. So notice I'm drawing through the character there. It's an important practice. And then I might draw a little bit of that hand and arm, like so. So notice when you're working, try to not, if you have to, just throw down a stick figure. Get something down that captures the movement of the pose. And then only after you have majority of the pose down there, then go in and start paying attention to some individual curves and add that stuff to it. Let's see here. So this is not a full pose. This is more of a partial pose. And I'm going to draw the foreshortening. So what I'm going to do is I draw like the shoulder like this. I draw the arm coming out, and then the forearm coming out, and then I would just kind of put in the place kind of where the hand would be. The thumb. Actually, the thumb should be a lot closer to the face. I just realized that, so the thumb actually should be more over here, which means I didn't foreshorten the arm enough. So like this, like this, like this. Have that part, and then a finger, 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 then a finger. And I had to really redo this, all that there. So foreshortening can sometimes be tricky. Sometimes learning the relationships of where things are will help that. I'm just going to kind of do something quick here for this arm because I'm almost out of time. So you can actually capture a lot of movement with quick And sometimes if I have to, I don't even worry about shapes of anything. I just like throw in most simplistic type of stuff down. So with full body poses, I really like to oftentimes see how does that first center line go. Not the spine, but the center line. And then, I might even, to make sure I have the proportions right, I want to maybe kind of draw a little bit of a stick figure here. And actually, as long as I have the stick figure down correctly and the portions down, I can probably, I can draw that just from that, just the stick figure alone. I'd be able to draw the figure from my mind. To get to that point where you can draw the figure from your mind based on very little information, go through my new course. It's only $20. It's 10 hours, 12 lessons, tons of exercises. I guarantee that by the time you finish that course, if you do all the exercises and everything, go through all the lessons, that you will be able to draw characters from your mind so much better. And at this stage, I'm almost out of time, so what I do now is I just add these quick shapes here. Oops, that was way too much. And adding those shapes right there really flesh out the stick figure. And then I can have enough information hopefully to go there and pull that pose off. Head should be a little bit bigger. Alright, so this girl's head is a lot bigger than normal. She's more of a cartoon character. More of kind of like a manga character, I guess. Have her head come down more like that. Have that back arm is going to be visible just a bit. Have this come down like so. She has a really thin waist, which is in there, and it's high waist as well. She has a different type of body. Put the butt in there. You know what? I'm not even. No wonder my pencil feels weird, or my pen. I was wondering why is it making dark strokes. Okay, so I could show some of that muscle there, but I'm already running out of time. I'm like goofing around too much with this one, so I'm just gonna kind of put the shapes in there quickly. I try to capture the movement of the things, with one stroke of the pen. And the face and the neck and everything. Alright, so let's see. Draw the head in here. Again, with this, I sometimes like to have stick figure. It just helps. I don't know. I don't know why some poses I like. Even if I'm drawing from my mind, there's some poses I like to do some stick figures first. And you're going to be able to see, because you're kind of viewing from up view, so you're kind of viewing the tops of the breast there. And then you can add, some shoulders, some arm. Oops, way too thick. And then I'm going to add just the basic mannequin arm there. And then there's a little bit of this. It's coming like that. And her hip is going to come out here. Alright, so now I'm going to draw where kind of like where the legs are. Since this one's being foreshortened, it just kind of comes out at us like this. And you have the knee. And then leg coming down, foot. This one's not as foreshortened. Almost out of time. Like so. And I think that's good for now. I did quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop this software now. Turn it off. Go go full screen here. And I'll pick one of these really fast to just kind of, flesh out more. And I think I like that last one, so I think I'll do that. But this exercise is really good. There's different exercises I have that I try to do daily. I usually do them daily. One is that I do this. Other is that I will, from a reference, draw, something like that, and then flesh it out from mind. Another is I'll draw a few characters purely from reference without using any, without, any sort of just from my mind drawings. And then I'll do other exercises and I'll alternate these, different days. Another day I'll just work on a few poses purely from my mind, and I'll flesh them out with all the muscles and everything. And I have different sheets that I fill up. And once I fill up the sheet, sometimes I post it on my art account. Right, so I don't have much time left, so I'm going to take this one here, probably zoomed in a little too much. Turn it down a bit, put a new layer, get black, and just kind of start fleshing it out. I'm probably not going to be able to flesh it out too much because of the time limitations, which is fine. Oops. So I know that when you have this here and the shoulder comes up like this, the muscle kind of goes like that a little bit. And then you're gonna have this little muscle here, and that forms the armpit. Might have a little bit of that arm there. Some of this arm will come out like that. I think I made the arm a little too long, so I'm gonna shorten it. I can have her hand, being however I want, thumb coming out. Just to kind of do the basic hand there. This shoulder is kind of coming behind her a bit, so it comes behind the head like this. I'm going to kind of come, actually I should use a size 3 for this. Come down a bit like this. Excuse me. I think the new YouTube used to be able to post, they took away my right to post as long as videos as I want, up to 2 hours, because of some old video that I forgot about that had copyrighted material on it. It was Fist of the North Star footage, and anyway. So they removed my right for that, so I'm back to the 15 limit, and I think now the 15 limit, it used to be that you can put 15 point, 59 seconds, as long as it was 1 second less than up to 16 minutes, but now it has to be 14:59. It can't, be, or it has to be exactly 15, whatever. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't really tested it too much, but I know for sure you can't have 15 something, because I had 15:59 and that didn't work. So I know from anatomy that this muscle, it comes in. This muscle starts higher. There's like this diagonal line. This muscle comes in later. And then you have this muscle here. Kind of comes like this, but I'm not going to draw all that muscle because there's no need unless they're really buff. I might just do a little line like that just so that she might have a little bit of cut. This inside ankle, is lower, and I might just kind of hint at the heel there and this toe coming down like that. I know I'm restricted by time right now, so I'm running out of time. I wasn't going to do that many. Originally, I didn't plan on doing that many 90-second poses. Oops. The toes. I kind of draw a line where I think the toes would go. Might be able to see maybe a little bit of that hip there, a little bit of the hip bone there, maybe. As you can see, part of the love handles going up there. And so I think that's pretty, pretty fleshed out for now. For what I had time for. I don't have time to really add any sort of shading or anything, but if I were to start adding shading, I would start doing that. I basically go with my 3-point lighting system that I use often as my default, that I can just always turn to because it's in my mind quite well. And that pretty much ends this video. All right, thank you for watching. Please visit the links in the description.